On the flight deck, we are green deck aft to recover.
At the Navy's invitation, I spent about 27 hours aboard the carrier Carl VInson off the coast of California last weekend as it participated in maneuvers in preparation for a 7-month deployment. The trip started with a short flight from a naval base in San Diego out to the carrier and the very quick stop on board. Here he's telling us being catapulted from the ship for our return to San Diego is even more fun than this.
Go from 0 to 130 like this. Awesome.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. You have an ice cream bar, food in here, and then when you want it on a grill,
Saturday was the Army-Navy game of great interest on board. Navy won for the 9th year in a row. But the football game in the holiday season took a back seat to the training mission at hand, a mission in which the carrier and accompanying ships were making like they were going through the Straits of Hormuz. Here's the captain with the update.
We went out last night and did a little bit of ENCON, turned off all the radars, all navigation. We went on one screw trying to look like a merchant. We tried to drift away, and then we came back and reformed up the strike group here, and we're going to go through the straits. And I want to let you know about this. The Carl VInson strike group is right now in line preparing for its second SoCal Straits transit, currently operating 90 miles off the coast of Country Red. Okay, Country Red is not our friend. Kingdom of Red Air Force is in a heightened state of alert and warns of a reaction to anyone making a passage of Red's Holy Strait. What does that mean to us? We're going to assert our right of navigation, and we're going to go through this straits, and we're going to be prepared for anything. All right, that means all of us. So we all have a job to do, and you know, if called upon, you'll do that job. One thing could be general quarters, okay? And we're going to fight this ship, and we're going to save this ship, and it's going to keep on going. So if they throw anything at us, we're going to kill it. So that's where we stand. It's a beautiful morning, a great day to go through the straits. Captain out.
When all goes well, every plane that takes off comes back for a landing, and this is the cable, one of 4 on board, that the tailhook grabs onto to make sure that landing happens.
this is the tail hook. This is what stops the aircraft when it lands on the flight deck. All together with one bolt. Stop this entire aircraft.
Produced by a low bidder?
You've been around the military before, you know how it works. Produced by the lowest bidder.
We'll take off, we'll go out, we'll practice, dropping bombs, dogfighting, whatever the mission is that we're practicing that day. And then at the end of it, we still have to come back and land at night. It's really dark and really scary.
On the flight deck, we are green deck aft to recover aircraft. Paddles, your lens, 3 nav, 3 glide slope. We are targeting the 3-wire.
Safety is always a top priority, from the firemen on deck to a walk along that deck to check for small items that could hamper an aircraft.
For any foreign object that may be on the flight deck, anything, paper clip, penny, piece of paper, it gets sucked into an engine and take out a $4 million aircraft engine.
The noise and vibration can be overwhelming, even below the deck in the stateroom area where I stayed. The room was comfortable, about 11 feet long and about 4 feet between the metal cabinets on one side and the bunk beds and sink on the other. There was a TV to catch the Army-Navy game pretty much over by the second quarter. And there was a speaker for announcements and to hear the evening prayer, which made mention of the game.
You were there in Philadelphia this afternoon and brought success to our fine Naval Academy football team. Help Army to accept today's defeat with grace. Remain close to our great ship USS Carl VInson, those who walk her decks, and her mission of peace. Amen.
One thing you might need a prayer for on board is if you get lost on the ship. It's a tangle of corridors and seemingly endless decks. It's a lot of walking, up and down. A cameraman from WFAA TV in Dallas did it with a 30-pound camera to tote. How many levels are we going up total here?
We'll be on the 10th level of the hangar bay.
And where'd we start?
3 stories below the hangar bay.
And we're almost there, right?
No.
How much would my taxes have to go up to put elevators on these things? Because I'm willing to pay.
Me too. I would love it. Whew.
Islands ahead, 2/3 indicate 050 RPM.
Scenario is just a scenario was that the U.S. Navy launched Tomahawk missiles against the bad guy terrorists that were out there. We're going through a Straits transit, which is a choke point, and we set general quarters just in case there are combat operations.
Sure enough, there were simulated combat operations as a couple of small inflatable boats approached us from the starboard side of the ship. A helicopter quickly was on them. The reality faded a bit when a cruise ship, the Carnival Line's Paradise, cruised by. The Carl VInson is a nuclear-powered carrier filled with high-tech devices, but some relatively low-tech is used to keep track of the movement of all the planes on board the ship.
401, 406 have great notes on them.
Yep. I'll be honest with you. I think we're done. I want to say we're done.
Those are both hard hoses. And 106 is done? So 106 is done.
It's moving aircraft, making sure aircraft can get where they need to go.
211, that alert said, alert 15
Aircraft
finally
get
set,
refueled,
1238.
rearmed, everything that goes on the flight deck, he's in charge of that.
My visit ended with a flight back from the carrier to the naval station in San Diego, which meant experiencing the catapult used to launch planes from the carrier.
Alright, for those of you that have it, those of you that have, here's a refresher for you. We're going to take you over to one of the cats. You're going to feel the plane come up with power. It's going to start to shake really, really bad. That's a good thing. Let me just turn in. Alright, once we do that, you'll see our hands start waving like this. Here we go, here we go. At that time, what I want you to do, cross your arms over into your chest, put your chin down into your chest, and hold up to the right because it is wicked. Here we go!
Right about here, I'm thinking about those low bidders. And here I have that panicked look of an early-era Soviet cosmonaut having pre-launch second thoughts about communism. Wait for it, wait for it. Nothing to it. Oh, I forgot to show you some signs they're making on board about a problem they've been having with some of the sailors.
We had to shadow cruise at that time for like 2 weeks. We had no idea what that was supposed to be up to. This is good live out of our side. Yeah, it was back in the
Yeah, I was only on one. We are targeting the 3 wire.